this tutorial, I want to show you how to use 000webhost to host your pages and be able to work with them inside of Dreamweaver. So the first order of business is going to be to sign up for the service. Now, I've already signed up for this previously, but what you're going to want to do is first go to their homepage, which is just 00 or www.000webhost.com, and right on the main page they have basically their free and premium hosting services compared. Now, for us, now all we actually need is the free service. You're more than welcome to sign up for their premium service, but there's no problem with getting the free service now, and if your needs change down the road, you can just upgrade your service to the paid version. So you do what's best for you. You do that by clicking either one of these order now links over here, because they are URLs. But this tutorial is going to assume you've already been through the login process, the sign up process. You're going to fill out the form, they're going to send you a confirmation email, you're going to sign in, and now you have an account. So from there, let's see, I'm just trying to see where the login button is, if we already have it. Okay, here we go, members area. And now I'm just going to sign in. Okay. And once you sign in, you should see something similar to what I'm seeing here. Really, what this tells you is what your domain is. And let's see what I have here. I haven't been to this page in a while. Yeah, okay, this is just some stuff I was working on over here. So this is, as you can see, this is my domain. Or actually, yeah, that's my little, well, this is technically a subdomain, right? This is the main domain, and then this Dragos19 part is the subdomain. But now I want to find the settings I need to configure this in an FTP program, because that's what Dreamweaver has inside. So once I clicked, if you notice right there, I clicked the Go to cPanel, because that's where all the action is inside of 00 web hosting. And we got a lot of good stuff over here, but it's important to note that there is a difference between the login credentials. I'm pretty sure there's a difference between the login credentials you use to get into the web host, and that was my my Dragos19 username and password thing, versus what you use to configure an FTP program. And let's see, somewhere down here it says view FTP details, and this is where you're going to want to go. And okay. Now on this page, now here it's telling you what username and password and host name and all that stuff you want to put down. So now check this out over here. Notice how my FTP username is this guy. I've never used this number before. This Dragos19 is my account, but what they want to do to add kind of an extra layer of security for their site is they don't want to have the username for the FTP account be the same as the username you logged into, which kind of makes sense, because from a hacker's perspective, if you know the username, you already have 50% of the work done. Now it's just a matter of knowing the password. So I actually forgot my FTP password, so just to make sure that I have it correct, I'm going to do this, click account, and I'm going to enter a new password for it. Okay, and now mind you, you should make your password strong. I mean, you should be into that practice for your personal life too all the time, because weak passwords, that's how you get hacked. But that's a conversation for another time. So there, so I changed the password. I'm going to go back in there, and now I actually want to give this a try. So before I even bother opening up Dreamweaver, I want to verify my settings. And in case you don't know, programs like Firefox, actually in the browser, they have FTP, and you could start something just like that, FTP : / and then put in that site. Now, what happens here is I should at least get a, there we go. I should get this username and password field. Wait a second. I need to copy my username in here. The only reason I'm going through this is because I want to first make sure that my account settings work the way I think they're going to work. That way I don't get annoyed, messing around with Dreamweaver wondering if it works or not. Okay, so what happened is I successfully logged in. I'm happy. Now I'm going to move on. So I'm going to fire up Dreamweaver. And once it loads up, I'm going to try to set up a new site. So I'll go to New Site, and here's my dialog. So the site name, this is whatever I want. It's going to be arbitrary, but I'll name it 0 just so I know. It'll be 000webhost.com. Local site folder, that's on my computer where it's going to be the local site. So let me put down here 000webhost stuff. Okay, so that's going to be it. My servers, okay. Now here's where all of these values inside of these users, I'm getting tired of saying that, the web hosting page are going to be put in. So let's see. So server name, again, this is arbitrary, whatever I want to put in there. The connection type I'm going to do, since it's FTP, I'm going to connect as FTP. There's some other options. Just note that when you connect FTP, it's not secure, meaning that people could see what you're loading, what you're uploading to your space. But then again, they're going to see the page anyway. But anyway, we won't get into site security at this point. But there are reasons why you wouldn't want to use FTP sometimes. But the FTP address is going to be the host name that's inside of that information. So for me, it's dragos19.site90.com. So that's going to be the address. The username, FTP username. So you're going to take that value and pop it in there. And the password is the password I set up and I verified. I guess we got to test it here. Okay, so Dreamweaver said I connected successfully. Cool. Now, interesting is that we have folders to upload files, and here we have, it says public_HTML, and that actually refers to the root directory. So check this out. I want to show you. If you save this and you go save, and now let me pop this window out. When I go to connect to the 000 web host, I'm using a program, by the way, called Little Snitch. That's what's it's telling me every time something's trying to connect to the internet. I like to use it because I like to see what is basically phoning home, programs that are contacting remote servers and sending, receiving data. Anyway, if you didn't put anything into that root directory folder, here's the default place it's going to upload stuff to. And what happens here is that in this area you could upload stuff, but nobody's actually going to see it. The only thing, you could tell here, this is the remote file. I didn't create this file. This file was on the web host server. Anything I put up here isn't going to be visible. So if you put like an index.html file here and you go to your domain name, you're not going to see it. This is all hidden stuff. It's the public.html folder. Let me go allow. That has all that stuff in there, right? And this index is that same page that you saw, the that I showed you guys a second ago. Let's see, Dragos 19, this thing. So, by the way, this says you've been hacked, but I actually put that in there, kind of tried hacking myself. So, in order to fix that, because what's going to happen is anytime you use the put function in Dreamweaver, it's going to put it to this directory. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Manage Sites, and under the server over here, I'm going to put my root directory as that public underscore HTML. So just take a peek at how I configured everything. The FTP address they'll give you, it's all in there. The username they give you, not the same as the username you used to log into the website. You could hit the test button, connecting as FTP, and it automatically leaves as port 21. I didn't change that. That's the default, and it's all good. And the root directory is going to be HTML. So now we're going to save it, and done. So when I reconnect, because I put in that root folder, there we go. I'm in. So from here on end, you just work with Dreamweaver as you usually would. You could create files inside of that folder I created locally, and anytime I put or get, it's going to get them and put them from that public underscore .html directory that's at 000webhosting.com.